If you're using different side hustle apps and you're not multi-apping, you're doing it wrong. But don't worry, I got you in this complete guide. I'm going to help you understand what multi-apping is, how to do it. I'm going to give you a step-by-step example so you can make more money. What is multi-apping? Simply working on different apps at the same time so you can select the best assignment for you. Now, I usually use this in terms of the same niche, let's say. So multi-apping within food delivery, multi-apping within grocery, whatever it is. And then we call multi-apping within different niches multi-niching. But regardless, it's all multi-apping. So let's get into why you'd multi-app. You're not going to have any options if you're only using one app. You don't know which apps are paying out better than others, which ones are offering bonus pay. Is one offering a higher bonus pay if you just have a single app? You don't know what workloads might be easier on different apps because, again, you have no options there. You're not going to know which apps are the busiest across a certain niche because it varies by city. And usually you're going to stay busier with multi-apping because, again, you have more options and you might make more money. So how to start? Here's how it's going to go, especially if you're new to multi-apping. Week one, I suggest just get used to the main app that you're using. So food delivery, let's say Uber Eats is the first app you signed up for, then get used to it on week one. You're going to see how the app works, the order requests. You're going to get an idea of bonus pay. And then week two, I would add 1, 2, 3 apps there at the same time, depending on your comfort level, because if those are new apps, you got to get used to those as well. But at least add that second app in week two, and now you're starting to multi-app. So in this example, we're driving food delivery. In this example specifically, it's on Grubhub. So I want you to just select the best order for you. It's the dollars to mile ratio. How much am I getting paid for the miles driven? A measure of vehicle efficiency. Dollars to time ratio. How much am I getting paid? But really, how much time is it going to take? You know, the restaurant delays, whatever it is. Doesn't have to be food delivery. Any delays there. And then also consider maybe in the 3 spot, positioning. Where is it going to end? Is it going to end in the middle of nowhere? I'm going to have to drive to another busy zone to get a request. So consider that and more. Here's our request on Grubhub. So food delivery, we're looking at the restaurant here, $9 for one order. Now at the time, an older version of Grubhub, now you're going to see the miles on the request, which is good, but visually you can see here, it's like less than a mile here, super close by. Now I'm online, but look at the top here. I'm also online with DoorDash. So I get my notification for a new order. So I'm going to cycle between my apps here. And look here, we can see I'm also online with Uber Eats. So I just didn't get anything on Uber Eats, but I did get something on DoorDash. So let's take a look here. So now we're cycling back into the Dasher app and I see my request here. Obviously, these are simultaneous requests, which can happen. So a pizza place, it's $9.25, 4.4 miles. So again, I'm looking at really the main 3 things here: dollars to mile, dollars to time, positioning, restaurant, and more here. So it's not as good as that Grubhub request. So I'm looking at it, I'm analyzing it, and I'm going to cycle back into the order that I really want, the best one for me at the time. That's this Grubhub order. There's other times where you'll be online with 3 apps, but you just get one order request. And then it's up to you. You can decline it if it's not good and let all the other apps continue to cycle through, or obviously if it's good enough, you can accept it. Now, keep in mind, once you've accepted an order, you're locked into that assignment. I do not want you to accept orders, assignments from multiple apps at the same time. So don't keep DoorDash on, Uber Eats on, whatever it is, and continue to let orders come through and accept them. Don't do that because these apps are tracking you. They're timing you actually now more than ever, especially on DoorDash. So you can't be exceptionally late to the pickup or the drop off. So don't do that. Instead, once you get the order that's sufficient, just go offline, or you can pause your dash, let's say if you're on DoorDash. Now, I just talked about this in another video. The best way to start multi-apping again is right when you're finishing your current assignment. You don't want to go online and turn on all the apps again when you're like, 5-6 minutes away from the current drop-off. Again, why? It seems like a good idea, right? Because
hey, Mike, I have an assignment. I'm just going to finish this one and then I know what's next.
I get that. I would love doing that. You used to be able to do that without penalty, but not anymore. And that can be a dangerous game. If you're going to do it, I'm just telling you, because again, these apps are tracking you. Rather, in my opinion, the best time to go back online is right when you're finishing that current assignment. It can be when you're parking, when you're walking up to the house, whatever it is, making the delivery. That's not going to hurt you because it takes like seconds to make the delivery, not long at all. I mean, if you feel like it's going to be a long walk, a really massive apartment complex, it's going to take you 5 minutes to find your way in there and make the delivery and come back out, then you might want to go online with the apps a little bit later. So now let's assume you accept an offering. When might you want to cancel it? Because you can't cancel all the time. That is accepting an offer, an assignment, and then canceling, not to be confused with just denying, rejecting, ignoring it. That's different. So I've accepted it and then I've canceled it. So when can you do that? First example would be if you get an immediate offer while you're multi-apping and you accept one, but you get one that's clearly better. Like the one you accepted is $1.50 per mile, and then you get something come in that's like $2.50 per mile, and it's less work. So while you're closing out, pausing, going offline, like I told you about, in that window, just a few seconds here, if you get another order and you've already accepted one that's like so-so, and you get one that's exceptional, go ahead and cancel that so-so order. Scenario number 2 that I don't think a lot of people really think about is multi-apping when there's a really long wait at the assignment spot. So this is kind of niche specific because if you're locked in, let's say, to an Amazon Flex shift, you can really not cancel the Amazon Flex shift, like a 3.5, 4-hour driving route. Amazon's pretty strict with that. But if you're on DoorDash and you're at Sam's Pizza Place and they say it's going to be, 15 minutes, and you've been waiting 20 minutes or even the 15-minute mark, that's starting to get, especially at the 15-minute mark, to be a really long wait time. Then you might say, well, I might just cancel this, and then you go online with your other apps while you're waiting because of that exceptionally long wait. And then kind of related to that, you can just say, hey, I've been waiting 12, 15 plus minutes. I think it would really make sense at the 15-minute plus mark. But you can say, I'm going to open a new search. I'm going to cancel this one. And then knowingly that I'm not going to have that assignment anymore, I'm going to go back online and open up a new search with multi-apping. And remember, when it comes to doing business on these apps, as long as you're truly intending to do business, you're not manipulating the system, you're not doing anything like that, that you're allowed to do this. You're making a business decision as, in essence, a business owner, as an independent contractor. So for your, in essence, delivery business or whatever it is, grocery shopping business, whatever, if this is not a good business decision for you, you're allowed to cancel that. Again, wait times, whatever it is. Let me know, how often do you multi-app? Have you started multi-apping? And I'm curious, how many apps do you use? Here's my recommendation. I would say 3 is a good option. I've certainly multi-apped with more, like 4 or 5. And that gets into the multi-niching aspect. So if I'm super slow, if my market here in Pittsburgh has nothing going on, I'll go online with all my food delivery apps, my usually shipped in Instacarts, GoPuff, not necessarily because I got to be by the warehouse, but maybe Walmart Spark as well, because I'm already out there. I don't want to waste my time. I want to make some money.